everybody, we're here again and we're at the darkness, and we're going to show you some props that we have for sale, and we're going to talk about an interesting topic today that I think we need to get some comments on. All of these props are for sale, all of them, and I've been away, so we haven't been able to talk about this stuff, but all of these props and animations are left. Now, we have sold a couple things out of here, and I don't remember exactly what, but we do have a lot of props for sale. We have that big old fat guy, but we have this puppet from Gorglor. We have this Jack-in-a-Box animation, another big fat guy. We have all of these snowmen that if nobody wants, I'm gonna pack them up and use them for my Krampus event when I open next year for the darkness. We have this big giant fat lady left. We have this leaping out elf, and this is a slammer. It slams into the wall. We have these people on a spear. This dancing bride and groom. This elf that jumps out of a present. And then I think this is an animation that dangles down. That Santa Claus leaps forward with an axe. And as you can see, we have a bunch of these people on spears. And if nobody wants them, I'm just gonna put them on my hayride and call it a day. Okay? We also have this rat animation with the whole mechanism. And then I think somebody bought this wolf, but I'm not 100% sure, but I think somebody bought the wolf. Not 100%. And you might wonder, what are we doing here tonight at the darkness? But we're gonna walk over here and see if there's anything else that we can sell and get rid of and get this stuff out of here. We are starting our, oh, this is sold. It was moved over here to make sure it works. And it looks like we can sell this. This is a brand new animation from Poison Props, and we can sell that. Look at that big old wolf. So hit us up. You can email me at info@scarefest.com. Do you see this Velociraptor? I will sell this because I don't have any use for it anymore because I bought one from Distortions. This is fully animated, and I can sell this for $3,000. 100%. Do you want a big giant Velociraptor? Let me know. It's yours. Let's see if there's anything else. What does that say? Merchandise. Oh, we need to use that sign. We need to put it in use. Anyway, I think that's about it. So as you can see, we're building a lot of coffins, and we're getting a lot of stuff going, and I'm trying to see. Oh yeah, I know there was something else that we can sell. It's over here. Let's show these. We actually got them down. We've got these animations right here. As you can see, there's one and there's two. They knock on, you know, the wall. And so there you have it. Now, let's go over a couple things. Do you see this thing over my head? That's part of green screens. You can see more of them over here. So very, very soon, we're going to be filming our monsters, and we'll do that in front of a green screen. I know a lot of people will go into their haunt and film those. I will not be doing that. I will be doing monsters in front of green screens, We will film, shoot photos of the monsters in front of green screens. And we will be making promo videos. But you know what we're doing right now? The reason why I bring up that green screen is because we have a very small drone. And we've been flying it through our haunted house. We've been flying it through our escape rooms. How's it going? Is the footage good? Can we check it out?
Yeah.
All right, let's go look at it on the computer. And we're filming all this drone footage for promo videos. Adam is the master flyer. Let's take a look at this footage here, Adam. Let's see what it looks like.
I'm gonna have to load on my PC.
Can we watch it on that screen?
Yeah, we can watch it on.
Oh, just call me over when you're ready. Now, you're gonna see we are cutting a lot of things for the alien escape. This is top of the agenda. This is what we're working on. This is what we're building. We're using 2 CNCs like on a daily basis to get this done. But I'm gonna tell you exactly how we're gonna do all these promos. We're gonna do these promos. We're gonna be flying drones through the haunted houses, for starters. It'll give us like an Evil Dead feel. Secondly, we're going to film monsters in front of these green screens. And then we might also go into the haunted house a little bit and film monsters there as well. These masks that you see behind me, I have many, many more coming, and I'm getting a little upset with Immortal because they have not shipped my masks. I was supposed to get them before Transworld, actually, and we didn't. So I'm waiting for that. Once we get them, and you know, as you know, they're amazing masks. And we also got some body forms. But one of the things that I made sure to get this year was hands. Lots and lots of hands. Because that was a big flaw, is when you don't have cool hands. So we bought a lot of cool hands from Immortal Masks. And so we're waiting on those. And then once we have all of those new masks, new everything, we will get straight to work on making new promo videos. One of the things that we do when we make promo videos is we'll put actors literally in front of that green screen right there, and we will shoot them just doing various quick things. And then we'll put backgrounds on them and put them in settings. But while we have them in the costume, we might take them into the haunted house and do a couple shots there as well. But that's how we do it. And we can make tons and tons of promos that can say just simple things like, you know, Friday the 13th, you know, prepare to scream, grab your friends, scream together. Do we got that footage pulled up here, Adam?
It's dark, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a light to the drone, like a high-powered light, because it's pretty dark.
Did you have the overhead lights on?
I did, just to see if I can make it a little bit brighter, but I turned my ISO, and it's still really dark.
Okay.
But what I'll do, like I said, I might put a light on it, like a super bright LED light, and then I think that will be good. Because I mean, obviously, it's pretty dark.
I mean, how far did you get through the haunt?
I mean,
Did you get the big Pennywise guy?
We haven't got that far yet. I was just working from. Like
Can you go try to film that real quick?
Which one?
Set the Pennywise off and
like yeah, I can go check it out.
Okay.
It might be dark, like I said, but I'll
We'll just give it a whirl and make sure the overhead lights are on. And the footage of the escape room stuff is really cool.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you run up there and do that real quick, and then I'll come up there. All right. So anyway, we have a bunch of stuff for sale. If you're interested, get in touch with us at info@scarefest.com. But yes, one of the things that you should be doing right about now is starting to film promo videos, taking promo photos, and getting stuff like this done. And that's what we're doing right now. We're going to start updating our website. That's something you probably should be thinking about, because you kind of already know, what dates you're going to be open. I can tell you one thing that we did last year, and this year there's a Friday the 13th in September. We will not open all of our haunted houses for that day. We will only open the darkness. So we definitely should be shooting some promos for Friday the 13th. But what we will not do is we'll not open that Friday and Saturday. We'll just open on that Friday, and it'll only be at the darkness. And we'll shoot a bunch of promos saying, Friday the 13th, the screams begin, or something like that. And we'll be pummeling away at social media. One of the things that I will mention, and I will mention it right now, is on social media, you really need to focus on trying to build up your own, how many followers you have. We are now up to basically 900,000 on TikTok, and we have 35,000 on Instagram, and our goal with Instagram is to get to 50,000 by the end of Halloween. It's really hard to get followers. You really need like a video to kind of sort of go viral a little bit and get you some more followers. But one of the ways that I'm going to try to build my Instagram followers is start to pay local influencers to come out and do videos for their Instagram page and tagging us, and hopefully we'll grow it that way as well. So we'll see. But my goal is to get to 50,000. My goal with TikTok is to get to 1 million. And I would love to get to 10,000 on YouTube. It's really hard to get to YouTube followers, honestly. But the one thing that I've learned is you can't really just all day long update these pages. So what I've gotten really good at to save time is if I see something that I think will be really cool, I'll videotape it in a way that I know that I'm gonna turn on the camera on my phone and turn it off. I'll know like where I'm starting, where I'm stopping, and I might narrate it, or I might just let the camera roll because it's kind of cool, like an animatronic or something. And I'll start and stop it, and I'll try to move the camera, whatever, like in a creative way so it looks like I edited. But to go through that whole process of editing the video and adding music and all this, that's just way too much work. And there's so many social media pages that you're trying to update. That's just too much work. It takes too much time. So if I was to put it on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and I have to say, I've only been posting on Twitter since Elon Musk bought it, because I just couldn't stand Twitter before. It was just so ridiculous with its politics. I think businesses should stay out of politics because it's just bad business. And Twitter was clearly so liberal and so crazy that and so out of touch, in my opinion, with the middle part of America, that I just ignored it, quite frankly. And I don't think I posted on it for 3 years. When Elon Musk bought it, I got more interested in it. But Twitter, if we're just being honest, it isn't a big game changing for your business. I think what's important for your business is Instagram, TikTok, and maybe Facebook. But I think Facebook is becoming like, in the bigger scope of digital marketing, I mean, it's below Google, it's below Instagram, it's below Snapchat. I don't know, I really think it's like near the bottom now. Even though haunt owners love Facebook because they're on it all the time chatting, but where are your customers on Facebook? In my opinion, they're on TikTok, they're on Snapchat, and then Instagram, I would say, is actually like number 3. They're also on YouTube. So YouTube is the number 1 social media app for teenagers. So they're on YouTube, they're on Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. Facebook would be, in my opinion, dead last. And when it comes to spending money on digital marketing, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Google, Snapchat, Instagram. I mean, we spend money on Facebook. I mean, we just don't spend a ton. For my escape rooms, we spend zero. We don't spend any. For our special events, Krampus and My Bloody Valentine, we have been spending money on those on the Facebook platform, and we've been skewing those events have been older. Like, we've been getting a lot of people like over 40 years old. So for those, we have definitely been on those platforms. However, content is king, and you really need to be putting your money and your time into creating content for your haunted house. Now, with that being said, I am going to bring up a subject that I think is interesting. Could you open your haunted house with no actors? Now, first and foremost, I would say the darkness, you definitely can. It has over 150 animatronics, and we're putting in more, if you can even believe this. We have a few coming from Poison Props, and we have, I just bought another one, it's like a chair. We also just put 8 animatronics in the LEMP since Transworld. So we never really renovated the LEMP, we just repaired it before Transworld. And so then we came back in after the fact, and we added like 8 animations to LEMP, and we pulled out some broken ones and whatever. And so, yeah, so we definitely could do that at the darkness. But the question is, could you or should you open your haunted house with no actors? So I'm going to answer that question because I think the answer is yes. We are going to do special events at the darkness. Now, I want to state this because, as you know, here in St. Louis for the Transworld show, we have been doing behind the scenes tours of the darkness. They've been extremely popular. And I think that one of the reasons why a lot of people don't come to your haunt is because of the actors. You know, they're afraid of the actors. So what if, just saying, you hosted special events at your haunt with no actors? And what that would mean is that you would run, oh my God, here we go again, my phone's going berserk. You would run the haunted house with your animatronics and all the lighting and the sound and everything like that, and you would advertise it as a less scary night. If you don't open on Thursdays, let's say you don't open on Tuesdays or Wednesdays or Thursdays, could you promote that you're going to be open on those nights with no actors? So no actors, no fog. It would be like a behind the scenes tour. So it would just be you showing up to your haunt and turning on the power and running the haunt. Could you get more families? Could you get more, kids? Would you get more adults or just Halloween fanatics who just want to go through and take video of your haunt? This would give an opportunity for people to come through, and it would almost be like a social media night, because people could come through and they could take videos and pictures and all kinds of stuff and throw it all over the internet and show like all the cool stuff in your attraction. So I think this actually would work. You know why it would work? Because if you sold this ticket and you said these are the non-scary nights, it's still scary because it's a haunted house and there's animatronics jumping out at people. But this would be an opportunity for, say, influencers to come through. You could invite them all. I mean, why not? But the question is, could you charge, say, $30 to come through your haunted house on a Tuesday or Wednesday or a Thursday that you're not open and say, this is the non-scary night? The other thing is, You know, some people have done these things called blackout nights, and they do them like the weekend after Halloween. What if you did like a night at the beginning of September? Let's say you're going to open the last weekend of September, but you open the weekend before that, and you open that night like an influencer night, but it's a behind the scenes tour, okay? And you promoted it the whole season leading up to it, that the first weekend is like a night where you could come and videotape the haunt. You would be no fog and no actors, okay? And they could focus on the things that really go viral the most, in my opinion, which is the animatronics. The other thing that really goes viral is when you can get your camera and you can film some people getting really scared. You have to catch that, okay? And when you're running your haunted house, sometimes you're not paying attention, but those things happen. And if you were lucky enough to get that on camera, that does really well on top of it. So what do you think about this idea of opening your haunted house like the first weekend in September? I'm not saying the first weekend in September, but the first weekend that you're going to open in September, and go 1 week prior and do a no actor night, or do a few of those nights on Thursdays or Wednesdays. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it would be worth trying? You know, I look at it like this. For some of you people out there that open halfway to Halloween, and you open for St. Patrick's Day, I mean, literally, you're milking the cow here, okay? You're really milking the cow. It's one thing that you did Valentine's, it's one thing you did Krampus, but now you're doing St. Patrick's Day, now you're doing halfway to Halloween. Okay, this is milking the cow. Stupid, okay? So for those people that do these events, you know, what do you think about having that? I will tell you, one of the pros would be that if you opened the first weekend that you open in September would be a weekend like what I am describing with no actors, and then the following weekend is with actors. So it's no actors, no fog, let's say. Okay, and you're saying you can videotape it, you can go through and take a lot of photos, and you actually encourage this, and you invited like every influencer, the news, the media, everything, and they were able to go through and you know, and film your haunted house, and then that would give you a push, especially if you were able to get all the influencers to come, because I can tell you that the influencer kind of people can't make a good video when somebody's constantly jumping in their face. So it's actually better if they're walking through the haunted house, enjoying the scenery, enjoying the animatronics, enjoying, you know, just the haunted house in general, without somebody jumping out at them and trying to chase them off. So I don't know. What do you think? How much do you think you should charge for that? The same? Less? More? You tell me. I would really like to hear your opinions on this subject. Could you get 500 people? At $30, that would be $15,000. What if you did that twice? You did $30,000. All for just flipping the switch. Can you imagine doing that and making $30,000, $50,000, let's just say, from just flipping a switch? There's no security, there's no nothing. It's flipping on a switch, letting people in, and there's you're a tech guy, whatever, and a handful of security. Obviously, you're going to have your gift store open. Would your gift store do better on these nights? Because it's a very casual, slow approach to putting people through your haunted house. Interesting thought. When you think about haunted house owners, they love behind-the-scenes tours. Everybody does. When you go to IAPA, they have tons of them. Bowling centers or food prep service at Universal. I mean, it's all over the place. So it's an interesting concept, and it's something that I'm definitely thinking about doing. And I think that we might actually try it. Because if you use Fear Ticket, just as an example, you can make that its own category. Here's the dates you can pick. And then you could also make that a timed event, let's say. And here's the dates you can pick for the behind the scenes, no actor nights, fully immersive attraction with all the animatronics on, but no actors to scare the hell out of you. And would you get 1,000 people? Would you get 2,000 people? I don't know. Never tried it. Would it be worth it? Hell yeah, it would be worth it, because all you're doing is turning on the haunt. So I would love to hear your comments about this, and I'm thinking it's something that I might go ahead and try. I mean, what do you got to lose? All you're doing is turning on the haunt. Now, let's just say hypothetically you have a hayride. It's fine. You're just driving people through the hayride, letting them walk through your haunt. You're still going to open your gift stores and everything else. Could you attract more people that did not want to have the other experience? It's very possible. Very possible. And it's something to think about. And I would really like to hear everybody's comments about it. And I also want to take this opportunity to talk really quickly about something that's really hilarious. We just went to the Eastern Haunt Convention show. I didn't go, but Patty went. And of course, I was at Transworld and I was talking to some people about Fear Ticket. Fear Ticket is like an avalanche right now. Everybody and their grandma is signing up for it. Everybody's understanding that they're getting ripped off by the other ticketing companies, or the other ticketing companies had bad customer service, or they don't really have the features and options that they need. And they're realizing that Fear Ticket options actually help them make more money. They really do. And what's really funny is that, and then should I name the ticketing company that I know that's going around saying this? I will only say this. Probably one of the worst ticketing companies. I mean, they're all like, not that great. But there's one in particular that's really bad, where their whole system went offline for like a week or two. And this particular guy that is a salesperson for them, I didn't hear it myself, I heard that he's going around telling people the reason you don't want to use Fear Ticket is because the customer support is from India and you can't understand what they're saying. Now, if this is true, shame on you. Because only a dumb person would listen to that. But you know what a smart person would say? Is that the best you got? That's the only reason not to use Fear Ticket, is because when you talk to somebody on the phone about some tech support, you might not be able to understand every single word. So what you're really saying is, yes, Fear Ticket is way better than our system. Yes, they have better features. Yes, they have a better price. Yes, you will make a ton more money using Fear Ticket because of the features and options that they give you to expand your business and create revenue. Yes, we admit all that. But the best you can come up with is, but don't use Fear Ticket because the support, you might not be able to understand everything they say. That is shallow, I have to tell you. So shallow. It's laughable. And this is coming from a company that's charging $1 a transaction, and your system basically has no features, and it is absolutely pathetic. And that is so hilarious, because most of the people that go to Transworld, and I don't even know, there's like 80,000 ticketing companies, like there's 80,000 costume companies. Look, they're not very good. Fear Ticket was made for your business. It was made to make your life easier. It was made so that you can control all of the functionality, that you can turn it off, turn it on. It has everything you can want. And let me tell you something. I was talking to somebody I actually was talking to several people who use interactive ticketing, for example. I used to use interactive ticketing. The system is in my opinion, not very good, and they charge too much. But I used to use them. I used to ask them all the time, could they add new features? The answer was always no. So that's why we started Fear Ticket. But we've passed them up by 5 miles in features and technology and artificial intelligence technology and everything you can think of that's been built into Fear Ticket. But it just boggles my mind when I talk to people and they tell me what ticketing company they used, and they got about $30,000 in chargebacks. Do you know how many chargebacks I got with Fear Ticket last year? 0. And no one believes me, but it's true. I got 0 chargebacks. One of the reasons why I got 0 chargebacks is because, number one, I don't take American Express. I highly advise you, no matter what ticketing company you use, do not take American Express. That's number one. And number two, Fear Ticket has artificial intelligence built into the system that roots out fraud, and it'll let them go through with a transaction but won't send them tickets and doesn't charge the credit card. It's very sophisticated technology, and it literally sniffs it out and will not allow them to buy a ticket. That's number one. But number two, it has incredible back-end tools. With press of one button, you can send all the information that a credit card company would ever want to dispute the charge. But it does not allow the fake charges to come through. At least it didn't for me. And I had 0 chargebacks. There you have it. I've gotten a few chargebacks on my escape rooms using Bookio, but I've gotten 0 using Fear Ticket for my haunted house. So there you have it. If there is no other reason the chargeback technology is so incredible on Fear Ticket, you will just make more money because you won't get as many chargebacks. But take my advice and do not take American Express under any circumstance. Do not take American Express. That will cut your chargebacks down by 50% day one. So there you have it. So anyway, thanks for watching this video, and leave a comment below and tell us what you think about running your haunted house in early September or on some weekdays the way that I said. I think it should be a special ticket, and I think it might work. So with that being said, I've got a special friend here, as you can see, a clown, and we're gonna wait for our new masks and stuff from Immortal, and then we're gonna get to making promos, and we'll be happy to share those and show you what we're doing and what we're up to. Until then, happy hauntings.